Why evil peoples are the ones who decides what you can and cannot do in your life? The answer lies in their position in power pyramid. In this film, I will show you how someone reaches to the top from the bottom. Simhara village, North Myanmar. Currently, this land is occupied by 100 donkeys and 3 fox. Most clever fox is Rising. Henry and Clawford follows Rising without a doubt. It's been 2 weeks since they came to this part of jungle after being evicted from their homeland. Most of the food is owned by 100 donkeys who always carry a stick for safety. These 3 foxes are allowed to stay but not really important to the donkey group. At day 15, Rising came to the donkeys and offered a deal. He proposed that the fox group can run faster and bring variety of foods for donkeys. In exchange, donkey group have to give up their stick to the fox group. Additionally, they will also give extra food to donkeys if they do extra work. 2 donkeys looks at each other and agrees. 2 other looks at those 2 and agrees. Then 4 more, then 16 more, and eventually all agrees. By day 60, these 3 foxes were dictating which donkey will eat how much food. Your brain has already asked 2 questions by now, and I can challenge you, you won't be able to say what those 2 questions are. Question number 1, how come all agreed? And question number 2, how can 100 donkey came to be ruled by 3 outsiders? How come all agreed is the easy part. 2 donkeys agreed and other 2 got boost in their trust. Little by little, almost 80% of donkeys agreed. By this time, other 20% were internally forced to be agreed. Otherwise, 80% will create problems for them. Although question number 2 seems simple, but it's very complex. How can 100 donkeys be ruled by only 3 foxes? See, what those 3 foxes used was not force but an offer. All the donkeys were self-sufficient more or less. They didn't need to give anyone anything more than what they got from the other. The moment Rising presented extra food in the menu, first 2 donkeys thought if they work hard, they can get extra food. That small greed of self-promotion ultimately made the big group controlled by the small ones. That is the basics. Did you get the first part down? Because the next analogy will make it clear why so many evil people become the ruler. Here is how humans and politics work. Politics comes into play when there is 3 people and a shared commodity between them. Food, place, and intimacy are the most valuable commodity. Migration is the top reason humans survived from historic era. That's why real estate is the top list in commodity. If you think properly, all the wars has been fought over these 3 commodities. The people who died the most were made to believe respect and heaven are the most important commodity. That's why religion comes in. It's not a recent thing, it's the most effective function that has worked since early humans who couldn't even talk. It all depends on theory called ABC theory. Here's how this works. There are 3 persons in this group, person A, B and C, and between them is a piece of land. Person A and B usually agrees to a deal between them on how much each should get, but person C closely watches interaction between A and B. He closely determines what does each one thinks is the most beneficial to themselves. The first strategy person C applies is segregation. C offers little portion of his land to B in private and promises they will one day own the whole piece of land. In exchange, B just have to follow instruction of person C sometimes. In early stage, person B is told to have a small clash with person A. And of course, soon enough, it becomes a full-fledged fight. Whatever the result, person C is not fighting. He is not putting himself in the danger. If person A wins, he becomes the new toy for person C. C will offer a private gain to person A that he would not be able to reject. This is the game. Every single nation in the world are owned and run by few rich and powerful families. Democracy, fascist, socialist, communist, capitalist, these are just terms, only works on paper. Real world runs on offers and private gain. Power and war is the result of person C taking control over person B first. Think about your home, your block, your town, your state, all run on the same principle. In all case, only person C wins. That is the top 0.1% of population. Strategy does not come to those who depends on wishful thinking. It comes to those who relies on precise control over small number of areas. Now, how do you fix your situation? First step is to build a blockage that prevents 99% of problems in your life automatically. Some call it freedom, some call it power. They are basically 2 sides of the same coin. From early age, you are taught wrong strategies. The things you thought were bad are used every day by people you become jealous of. Celebrities on their vacation, politicians with their jets, cops with their aggression, and criminals with their clean slate. What one thing do you think they built that gave them their position? It's transaction. Raw transaction. They built one true transactional relationship with one person. That's it. They think in terms of transaction. What does this person thinks is valuable and how can I give it to him? That's their thinking 24/7, 365. Every person who have conquered over others were extremely selfish. They won't commit to something without a get out card. Most of us get into trouble because we don't have a get out card beforehand. By now you have a clear image of how some people becomes powerful and why some hurt others. It's always the benefit behind the table you don't know about. Arthur Schopenhauer once said, every man takes the limit of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. Think about what your limit of visions are and you will see where it fits in the real world. See you in next video. Chigri Pong.